最強の超合機関再発行。
What's up guys, Lucci back with a One Piece Bounty Rush video, and I have another tip guide for your support. This one is going to be for the green support. Now I have to tell you now, green is not my best support, but I made some traits the best way I could for you guys. I don't have all the characters maxed out, but like I said, I made some of the traits the best way I could to give you guys this content because you asked for it. So also, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button so you can get future content for like tip videos, guides, gameplay, live streams, you know, just different stuff. And if you're not new, hit that like button. Even if you are new, hit that like button. It helped me out a lot and I appreciate you guys. And let's get to the content. Alright, now so first on the list is going to be your attacker defender type of build. This one is more of a tanky type of build. So we have defenders as the first trait. With defenders, you get an extra 200 defense and increased treasure gauge recovery amount by 10%. That's clutch for your defenders filling up the gauge faster. The next trait we have straw hats, reduce critical damage received by 30%. So that's going to be clutch for when you're getting those massive critical damage hits. Next we have paramecia. When your strength is less than 50%, increase critical damage by 20%. That's going to help you out with getting that extra critical damage. Next on the list we have captain. When your strength is less than 50%, 100% chance of preventing stagger from long range normal attacks, and when your strength is less than 30%, reduce damage received from long range normal attacks by 20%. So that's going to come clutch for like those Snake Man, Kai Usops, Soge Kings, etc. Next we have New World to get that extra 15% damage to elements you're weak against, so it'll be against those reds. So that's highly useful for your greens. And then we have a little bit of Grand Line in there. When your strength is less than 50%, reduce damage from the same element by 10%. So that's going to be clutch when you have, you know, half health. And then we have a little bit of attackers just to get a little extra 40 attack. Alright, now for the next build, this is more of a damage attacker defender type of build. So for the first trait, we're going to have attackers. Attackers, you get 200 extra attack and you get an extra 5% critical damage. So that's going to be clutch for those critical hits and, you know, having that extra attack. Next we have straw hats. Again, reduce critical damage received by 30%. You know, you're going to need that. And then we have paramecia again. When your strength is less than 50%, get that extra critical damage by 20%. So with attackers, you get a total of 25% critical damage. So that's very useful for this build. Next on the list we have captain again. When your strength is less than 50%, 100% chance of preventing stagger from long range normal attacks, and when your strength is less than 30%, reduce damage from long range normal attacks by 20%. Alright, and then next we have New World to get that extra 15% damage to those reds. You know, you're gonna need that especially with greens. And then the last main trait, Warriors Generation, around your enemy treasure area, increase knockback distance by 30%, and around your captured treasure, increase knockback distance by 30%. So that's going to be clutch for those characters you have with the knockback skills when you're in the enemy treasure and your own treasure area. And then we have a little bit of Grand Line in there. When your strength is less than 50%, reduce damage from the same element by 10%. So that will help out your attackers and defenders some. And then lastly, we have defenders to get that, you know, a little bit of extra 40 defense. Now for the final build, this is your runner defender type of build. With this one, it's kind of tanky with it as well to help your defenders and your runners at the same time. So the first trait is going to be runners. You get an extra 800 HP and increased treasure gauge amount when you capture the treasure by 30%. So that's going to help like your defenders and your runners with that treasure gauge. Next we have straw hats again. Reduce critical damage received by 30%. You know, like I said earlier, you're going to need that. Next we have paramecia. When strength is less than 50%, increase critical damage by 20%. And then we have Grand Line versus instead of having zone, because in the current meta you need that extra tankiness against like Rogers and Odin. I myself personally usually like to go with zone, but I didn't go with zone because, like I said, you really need that extra tankiness, especially for Rogers, so he don't one-shot you most of the time. Alright, next on the list is gonna be Captain. It's not fully maxed, but when your strength is less than 50%, 80% chance of preventing stagger from long range normal attacks, so that can be useful. And then we have a little bit of defenders to get an extra 40 defense. Alright guys, so that's gonna be it for the support builds. If this is your first support build video you've seen, go check out my other 2 support build videos. I have the red and the blue one as well. And if this did help some of you guys, make sure you hit that like button. It'll help me out a lot. And if you're new, hit that subscribe button, help your boy out. And I will see you guys in the next one.